Away one time.
Ruby, straight ahead now. Ruby, straight ahead. Ruby, to left.
It's right here. Right here for me.
Ruby, back here.
I'm very simple.
And Ruby, that smile, hold that. Right there, and hands down. One more time, straight ahead. There you go.
And then Ruby, one more time right here, right down the center. Thank you.
Ruby, to left.
And one more.
Ruby, to left.
And one more smile, Ruby. Over that shoulder, over that shoulder. Hold that right there. There you go, just like that. And just stay right there for us. In front of the turn your shoulders towards me a bit. Right here. Right here. Right here. Almost. There you go. Right there. And over there. Right here, please. Right there in the corner. Lisa, straight ahead, right in front of you.
And then Lisa right next to these guys, right down the center.
One more time,
here.
Lisa, straight ahead.
And straight ahead, go. Ahead.
One more time, look
Lisa,
at that.
look this way.
Lisa, straight
Lisa,
ahead.
look too fast.
Josh.
Hang on, Josh.
One more time. Thank you.
And
ahead,
right here
Joshua.
for me. Right here.
Joshua, one more smile. Hey, Joshua.
And right next to him.
And right next to her.
Awesome. Stay with me for just a few more. Great.
And then back on your right.
And Tim, straight ahead.
Tim, on your right.
Ruby Wood.
Aria, over your shoulder.
One more time. There we go.
And then right next to him, looking in this camera, hold that.
Yeah. No, right here. And then right here. Thank you. First, you fit right in the middle.
You know, when I first read Tim's script, it was about a kid who doesn't get the lead in his middle school play and sneaks away to Broadway and achieves infinite happiness. And so that was two things. One, I love the idea of kids dreaming big, and seeing kids achieve that dream is really special. But also, you know, look, I'm from Connecticut. It's cold. A lot of people play hockey. Nobody stepped on the ice without seeing the Mighty Ducks. And I hope that every kid who does a play, you know, watches Better Than Than Ever first. It captures that special experience of being a part of the theater, which is a big part of my life and was a big part of my daughter's life. And maybe this can be an anthem for them. On a big level, it's just a character that speaks to them, who loves musicals, you know, as much as, you know, some people love sports or cooking or whatever it is. Just to see someone who has the unabashed love for that. Then there's a lot of Easter eggs. Obviously, we have Norbert Leo Butch and Michelle Federer, two members of the original cast of Wicked, and we have people making their screen debuts. And I think that mix of smart veterans and incredible young talent is what makes the team really go and what kind of makes this special. Tim Federle once said to me, I think when he wrote the book Better Nate Than Ever, that growing up he thought he had to change everything about himself, and what he learned was he only had to change his zip code. I thought that was a really beautiful sentiment, and I'm happy to share it with the world.
It is just truly so surreal, like when you work so hard for something and you can see it, like the benefits pay off and like see it, it's really, really crazy. I'm so grateful. I thought it was really inspirational because I feel like for me, that's what this process has been, following my dreams, not giving up when you get a no, not giving up when you feel down, and it pays off because here we are, you know. I really love it. I really love the theme. It resonated with me in that way. There are so many like hidden gems in this movie, so many Broadway stars that made cameos and things like that, and I think that's really going to surprise people and they'll get to see that. What was so special to me is that I get to inspire other girls like me, other women of color, things like that, who like want someone to look up to. And Libby was the epitome of that, is the epitome of that, and I can't wait for young girls to see her. I would say just truly love yourself. I feel like it is kind of cliche, everyone says it, but love yourself, like get under yourself and really learn about yourself before learning about others, because you're the only one who has to live your life. So enjoy it.
At Broadway Plus, we help people connect with Broadway beyond the ticket. We help them book experiences online, we produce events, and we do VIP concierge work in New York. So for us, we were really excited to work with Broadway Dreamers, which is of course what the film is about, and celebrate Broadway and celebrate people who love the art form.
We were finding a way to connect with younger people and mentor young children. So seeing all of these kids in this movie have big dreams, it's just so inspiring. It's made me want to give back in a bigger field, and being a part of Broadway Plus has allowed me to do that.
You know, I think everyone who's in this industry can relate to this story. You know, we're all, you know, struggling, doing our best, and you know, when I read the script at first, I was like, oh my God, I gotta be in on this thing. I gotta say, for me, I saw a little clip. It's all I've seen of this dream sequence where he's like kind of explodes on Brian. I don't want to give too much away. It's a dream sequence.
Yeah.
But when I was walking up and see the marquee and all the lights, I'm like, oh my God, it's so exciting. And that kind of happens in the film, so I'm really excited to see that and how people react to that.
I have this "Believe Become" tattooed on my arm, and it's just the thought process that we become what we think we are. And so this movie is definitely parallel to that thought process. And I felt like manifestation brought me to it. Yeah. I came into this song, I didn't know that it was going to be this big Broadway moment. It just happened, and just like, I think a theme in this film is that you're just one wish away, one dream away, and that's what it was. Even for us as a songwriter, for it to close out the film in such a big way, I think it was just supposed to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's so awesome about Nate is that he doesn't let anyone tell him who he is, and he just follows his heart at all costs. And I think, you know, what's cool about playing Anthony is that, you know, Anthony sort of ends up being influenced, you know, by Nate, because, you know, who can't be, because he's just such a bright light. And I think Ruby, who plays him, I couldn't have imagined anyone more perfect for the role. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's just so inspiring to watch the story and to be a part of this in the way that I am. Again, what's so powerful about this film is that it's sort of a roadmap to when you don't feel necessarily celebrated in the place that you grew up, or don't feel celebrated by people around you, that there are people who will celebrate you, and you just have to find them. And so, you know, I think, again, following him on this journey is just so beautiful, and watching him come into his own and saying, like, I'm not going to settle for anyone's opinion of me. And it's so inspiring, because it's cool to see him not care what anyone else thinks, and because of that, he's untouchable. Yeah, well, so I kind of moved out when I was 16, you know, to LA. I know he goes to New York, but I had my version of that in LA, and, you know, it was sort of like, I know this is right for me. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to go and give it my best and see what happens. And, you know, I think we see that with Nate in the film, and so I resonated in that way. And I also just think, yeah, everything that happens in the film, and I don't want to spoil anything, but overall, it's a movie that I needed to see when I was 10, you know, and so that's why I'm so proud to be a part of it. Well, I think there are so many spectacular numbers. I haven't seen a lot of them, but from what I have seen, you know, Tim Federle, who obviously created High School Musical, the musical series, was behind all of this, and so you can expect to be wowed, and lots of glitz and glamour and everywhere in between.
I loved every second of this with all my heart. I loved it from the second I read the script. It speaks to every kid, because this is a kid who doesn't feel like he fits in and is bullied, and his brother doesn't get him and makes fun of him. His parents don't fully get him, but they love him, clearly. But he likes himself, he can't help it. And every time he is himself, everything takes off and goes well. When you're a kid, and you know, that's when you're allowed to dream big, because you don't have any responsibilities, you know, and that's where it starts, where you have those dreams and you can't help it. You just see yourself doing something. I know for me, when I was young, I saw myself acting, and then, you know, later on I thought, no, that's not the responsible thing to do, and I came back to it, which was great and lucky for me. But yeah, this is the time when you do dream. Discovering Ruby Wood and Aria Brooks is pretty exciting, I think. Really exciting. I mean, they're incredible. They are really incredible. And Aria is fantastic. She's hilarious. And Ruby, when you finally hear him sing this song, yeah, you got to tear up.
We're both from the Midwest, and Nate is from, I kind of consider Pittsburgh the Midwest.
Totally.
So having this dream of going to New York was definitely something that I related to. It just held so much mystery to me and so much possibility, and I feel like Nate goes through that as well. It's like a love letter to musical theater and Broadway, so I'm really proud to be a part of it. Guess what?
What?
We haven't seen the film.
I know. I'm really nervous.
This is it!
I know.
So we're excited. I'm excited to see how the musical numbers go.
Yeah. We had an on-screen kiss, so I want to see how that went. Like, I mean, I know how it went for me, but I want to see how it goes for everybody else.
It's believable
that's
that I
really
enjoyed
weird.
it.
But you know what I'm saying.
I believe that it's really important to be yourself, because that's just the best thing you could ever do for yourself and for this world. And it's really a beautiful message about being loved and being accepted and finding who you are, and it's just incredibly important. It's just an amazing adventure, and it's incredible. There's so many little moments. There's so many just little magical moments, and it's very like down to earth. It really comes from the heart, and it's an amazing movie. There's singing, there's dancing, there's Broadway, there's drama, there is fashion, there is anything that anyone who loves a good movie could look forward to.
It's so full circle. I mean, this movie started as a book 10 years ago, so to watch these actors bring it to life and to have an audience, I have this Broadway background, and so we love a live audience, and it's really meaningful and full circle for people to finally see it. We shot this on location in New York, so you see the New Amsterdam Theater, which is Disney's Broadway show, you see Times Square, you see the Natural History Museum with the dinosaurs, but you also see a lot of Easter eggs of Broadway references, whether it's the casting director in the movie is played by Brooks Ashmanskas, a big Tony-nominated actor. Nate's parents are played by Norbert Leo Butz and Michelle Federer, who met in the cast of Wicked. And then, you know, Ruby Wood, who plays Nate, auditioned with a song from Wicked, and he is a true Broadway kid, and he really brings the spirit to life. I feel like this movie is really, it's all about what happens when you have a big dream and you're from a small town, and you need to find the people who believe in that dream, who are going to lift you up. And so I was inspired by movies like Ferris Bueller and Adventures in Babysitting that I grew up with, and in this case it's like Ferris Bueller for theater kids, and I think families, I hope, are going to go on that kind of adventure with him. We cast real theater kids at the center of this, and so I think when you see Ruby Wood and Aria Brooks take center screen, I think there will be audience members who say, I've never seen myself on camera like that, and I think there will be audience members who say, I want that kid to be my best friend. And the thing about the theater kid table is that there's always room for everyone.